I'm co-lead of the SatHub, and the IAU SatHub is based on data exchange. So the idea that the data that we collect is free for everybody to use and also to contribute. So we are collecting all sorts of data, either measurements of brightness of satellites or astronomical imagery that contains streaks. And from those streaks, you can measure the brightness, or even just astronomical data that you'd like to see whether you can remove the streaks or mitigate the impact there somehow. And this is really important because a lot of the data that we're collecting are satellite data that are usually industrial data, private essentially, and some of the satellite companies don't really want to share, what the satellites are made of, and what that produces in terms of brightness when the sun reflects off of those satellites. And since data is only one side of the coin, we're also really eager to share software that has been developed to mitigate some of the impacts that satellites have on astronomy. For instance, like streak detection, streak removal software. That is the other sort of big pillar that we are doing. And in fact, with that also comes training that folks need. If we would like people to contribute data, we also need to tell them how to collect the data in a reasonable way, how to produce software that can be used and shared broadly. And this is essentially what we stand for in the CPS.